You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live. Athletes. Featuring in-depth interviews with athletes and members of the sports industry. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Athletes.
All right. As you can tell, every week we have a lead-in song. This song, it's only. Yes, only.
Nicki Minaj.
By Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne. Yes. And if
Isn't it Lil Wayne? It's not Lil Wayne.
Lil Weezy? Weezy?
yeah.
Wayne?
You can't use the T's, man.
Wait, Ben, how are you going to school me on hip-hop? What's going on?
Look, man, I've been on the show a little while now, okay?
Exactly.
I'm learning.
Well, you definitely are. Well, that's only, and if only the Clippers knew how to close out last night. At any rate, welcome to the show. This is the Breaded Athlete. So happy you guys are joining in with us. As you can see, we have a good time up here. I'm your host, Kevin John, but I cannot do it by myself. To the left, the man that's always showing the cleavage and the hottest suits, the one, the only, Ben Bateman.
You can call me Lil Bateman if you want. That's
Lil Beezy. It's a Lil Beezy. And Ben, I actually took a note out of your playbook, and I'm showing a little bit of cleavage today as well. So,
Yeah.
giving you a run for your money.
Hey, man, if it works.
Whatever works. You know what always does work on this panel? Our beautiful, our incredible, our insightful, and so knowledgeable, well-versed Miss Brittany Johnson.
Hello guys, how's everyone doing today? Now, I don't want you guys to think I'm not as funny today, but I did promise Kevin I would not make fun of him for half of the show because he did get me a Clippers ticket for Sunday's game. So shout out to Kevin John for the Clippers ticket hookup.
Absolutely. You were the first person as a wide receiver. He has one of the most incredible stories of just overcoming and being triumphant. We'll get into that a little bit later. And it was also his birthday yesterday, so he's probably a little turned up himself too.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest, the one, the only, Mr. Kenny Clark.
How you doing? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen?
What's up, Kenny?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Oh,
So real quick, your birthday was yesterday. What did you do to celebrate?
Me, you know what? I took my kids to basketball practice. So that's
Wow.
pretty much
Was it a good practice?
It was a great
Did anyone
practice.
dunk on anybody?
No,
Right.
it was, I made it about the kids. So yeah.
Did you eat some cake or get a steak
No,
or something?
I don't eat cake. I don't eat sweets anymore.
Oh,
I mean, look at that body. How do you think he gets his body like that, you
I
know?
gotta keep the temple.
all right.
So in other words, you didn't really do anything to celebrate.
No. I'm past that.
He decided he'd save it a day for us, so he could
Exactly.
celebrate on the
we
show
did
here.
put Hennessy in his cup.
There it
He
is.
doesn't know it yet, but...
That's right. Well, we'll celebrate here, man. We
Right on.
appreciate you for
Right
coming
on.
and coming out here. All right. Now, Hennessy in cups, random.
Very.
The vest Kevin wears, random.
No vest today, though.
No vest today. I like to keep it random. Because as you see, the theme here is random. And speaking of random, we have someone that offers the most incredible random thought of the day. We usually start off every show with it. And I can't wait to hear what it is today, because every random thought gets better and better. I don't know how you continuously do it, Brittany.
I don't know either, but I just meet random people and figure out random things. But did you guys know it is NBA playoffs right now, and there is not one... Every team in the NBA playoffs right now hasn't won a championship since the last one was...
The Bulls, I think.
Well, the Bulls aren't in it anymore.
79.
That's right.
No. It was the Rockets, and it was in
95.
1998.
95.
The Bulls run in 98. It was.
Oh, no, yeah, the
98.
Bulls were
Yeah.
98. 95 for the Rockets. And there's actually 3 teams that are currently still in the playoffs that have never won a championship. So,
I know these teams.
what are those teams?
Can Brittany
teams.
finish her
What are
random
those
thought? Can Brittany finish? Go ahead, Brittany.
Well, that's basically my random thought. It's interesting because we had the era with the Miami Heat, and then we had the era with Lakers back in the day and Celtics and stuff like that. So I think
Chicago.
it's very interesting that there's no teams that have been in the playoffs almost in the last 20 years. Last team was 19 years ago. So I think it's awesome. What do you guys think the change has happened in basketball to let all these newbies come in and take over?
I would have to say that it's you're just seeing the change in the guard a little bit. I mean, we're kind of in a new era of the NBA, and the superstars, for the most part, that are leading the NBA are not on those teams. You have the Lakers are not good right now. You have I mean, the Spurs are getting old. Like, I think you really are seeing a change happen. So the Golden State Warriors having this year's MVP, you know what I mean? I guess the Clippers having kind of a superpower and like a big three. That's not something that's so. I think we're kind of in the next era. That's why you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, also you look at, nowadays you don't see as much, nowadays you see it a lot more than you see like maybe 10, 20 years ago when you had the dominance with like the Pistons or the Bulls, both of their three-peats. But nowadays sometimes you'll see these, these superstars form up and form these super teams, like with Miami, what they did the last 3 years. The Celtics
and didn't even make the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Is, right?
Right? That was terrible because they made the finals the last 4 years consecutively. Now I think that goes back to the LeBron effect when he leaves the team. Remember what happened after he left Cleveland the first time and they lost like a record 90-something games out of 82.
15 straight or something.
But yeah, like Ben said, the game of basketball is changing, it's evolving, and it's nice. I'm so excited to see new teams in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it exciting. Kenny, what about you? What do you think?
I can follow up what you guys said. It's the changing of the guard. These new teams are coming in. I don't think, as much as I hate to say it, I don't think the Clippers are going to go anywhere. Like, they're going to be in the playoffs, like, year in and year out. Might not get to the championship, but the Golden State Warriors are very dangerous. That's another team that's never won anything. And
they're hungry.
yeah,
the
they
Wizards.
had one in 1978. So
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was a minute ago. Now you did bring up the Clippers real quick, and you did not think they were going to win
on purpose.
There's no way. Not on purpose. She's silly.
haters over
There's
here.
no way I can get through this show. I'd be remiss if I actually did not mention a historical meltdown last night that the Clippers had. Unfortunately, and I don't know. By the way, we're referring to Game 5 of Game 6. Game 6. Excuse me, of the Western Conference semifinals between the Rockets and the Clippers, which took place last night at Staples Center. The Clippers were up by 19 points with about 2 or 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And the last, 13 minutes, it was a 45-10 run or something like that.
40 to 15 in the fourth
without James Harden on the floor.
With their superstar on the bench. So my question to you guys is, do you attribute that come-from-behind improbable win to the Hawks just being dominant and offensively clicking at the right time?
The Rockets.
The Rockets? Or do you attribute that to the Clippers just getting complacent and giving
Can
up?
I go first?
Yeah,
Please,
Okay.
Brittany.
I think the Clippers are tired. Like, you have literally, and I want to say maybe 3 guys, DJ, or I'll give 4. I'll give JJ Redick, Blake, and Chris Paul are the only ones doing anything. Jamal Crawford missed 15 shots yesterday and made like 3.
Yeah. That can't happen.
Matt Barnes didn't do anything either. It's like this team's literally running on 3 players, like, and 4 if you get a good JJ. And JJ only had probably like 15 points yesterday. But it's like if Chris Paul and freaking Blake and DJ do everything they're supposed to do, the team's still going to come up short. Those 3 cannot carry the whole team. You still need JJ coming up and getting 18 to 20 points or whatever. You still need Matt Barnes doing something. Jamal, have you ever heard of defense? You should try it sometime. Like, he doesn't play defense, and then he was taking all these layup shots and he was missing every single one of them. Like, I just don't understand what's going on with the rest of the team. And as you guys stated earlier, in the season, we don't have a bench. So without those 3 guys cannot day in and day out win every single game for the team. They need some guys to step up. In a couple games, when Austin stepped up, that's when we beat them by 33 points. So when we have these other guys step up, we can take any team, but we need somebody to come in and help us out sometimes. Those 3 guys can't do it all by themselves. And I think they get really tired. And they try to pull through and fight through, but you can't play 40 minutes by yourself,
I agree. Great analysis, Brittany.
That was really good. Yeah.
Ben.
What are we in, year 4 or 5 of the Chris Paul era right now in LA? Is this year 5?
I think
It's year 4.
It's 4.
So this
Because he
is
was supposed to come in 12 to the Lakers, actually.
right, and then
he got beat
Trey
on.
got
But
next. So this is what I think. I feel like the first 2 years were very much like this is a surprise. This is like a great point guard and this young number 1 overall pick. DeAndre Jordan I know people weren't really expecting DeAndre to be a member of a big 3, I don't think. He was very athletic, but he didn't have the fundamentals that he has now.
Right.
What I think has happened is that you are at this point now where the expectations are very, very high. And the narrative is formed because of the media market we're in, which is actually kind of a reference to the last subject as well. I think that the other reason it's changing so much is because social media and the voice that everybody has and every fan base has now means that you don't have to play in a big market to be famous. That's the other reason I think that these teams are rising up from smaller teams. But anyway,
OKC.
So with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, I think that there's this swagger and this attitude that they have now, which showed up last night when they're up 10 points with 9 or 12 points with 9 minutes left. And they're like, yeah, we're the Clippers. We're supposed to win. We're great. We're very talented. We're going to win. And Houston's just like, we're the 2 seed. Like, what are you getting complacent for? We're going to fight. And I swear to you, it was inching. And then Houston got up 2, and the Clippers were totally spooked, and they had no chance. And I was watching it, and I was looking. I was like, Chris is going to try to do this himself. Blake is spooked. DeAndre's confidence is gone. Yeah. They don't have a bench. 6 through 10 is not going to win a championship. We all know that. So their starting 5 is as good as any starting 5 in the league. The talent is there. It's always been there. They have some of the best players in the league. They have arguably 2 of the best 10 players in basketball. Yeah. I just don't think that they have the champions DNA. I don't think that this combo is they're all great players. I think they'll be great the rest of their careers on other teams. I just don't think that this team with that bench is going to win.
It's interesting. We have to move on, but Kenny, real quick, did you want to add something to? Did you see the game last night? Or
yes, I did. I saw that choke special. But I will say that I'm a big DeAndre Jordan fan.
Yeah,
I think he's amazing.
It's underrated.
But yeah, he's very underrated. But like he was saying, I don't think the Clippers have that championship DNA. So maybe they need to move a few pieces around. Maybe send a Blake Griffin somewhere and bring in some guys with that DNA. But I will say I don't think that DeAndre Jordan should go anywhere, because if he leaves, that team is
done.
It's done. He is the heart and soul of that team. He is the most important player on that team.
And he's been with the team since he started, so I think he should stay.
I think Blake Griffin's the best player on that team by far.
I mean, that's debatable.
In the playoffs, he's been great in the playoffs.
The most important player on the team is DeAndre Jordan. He lose defense, rebounding.
There's 2-point forwards in the NBA. Blake's one of them. That's the hardest position to have a guy that can do
I'll say this. I think the best player on the Clippers team is their leader, their floor general, Chris Paul. I believe DeAndre Jordan is their X factor by far. And when I say X factor, he is at the end of the day, the reason why they're in the level they are. Blake Griffin is probably the most athletic power forward in the league. And I wouldn't say maybe the greatest, because I just don't think he has the championship DNA. I don't think Blake does. But I think everyone else does. Anyway, just a tribute to what Brittany said, too, just that it was so great. She's talked about their bench and how their bench is their Achilles heel. The Clippers in the regular season were ranked 29th in bench offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. And in the playoffs, they're still ranked at the bottom of that list. So as you can see, it's not getting any better. But, it can actually get a lot worse for LA teams. I mean, incredibly worse for LA teams. There's another team out here that used to hold the throne of the best team, but that's going to segue into our next segment here. What would it take, Ben?
So this is a segment we do every week called What Would It Take? We put an outlandish scenario on the table, something that seems really ridiculous and hard to fathom, and then we talk about what would it take, specifically what would have to happen for this thing to happen. And this is kind of a crazy one, guys, but I thought about it because the Clippers are, close to making it to the conference finals, and the Lakers are the 29th or 27th worst team in the league. What would it take for the Los Angeles Lakers to win the NBA championship in 2016?
I'll jump on that grenade.
Go ahead, please.
I think, and remember we went through the Smush Parker years and all that stuff, and we came
05,
back.
06.
Yeah, won titles. I think we're going to need a Kevin Durant who, from what I hear, is looking at LA. He lives here. I know his trainer. He loves the prospect of playing for a Laker team. Not saying he's going to come. I'm just saying it's out there. We can get Kevin Love. I say we because I'm a diehard Laker fan. Yeah. We can get Kevin Love this offseason if he opts out, hopefully. And, get some filler pieces. We got some great young pieces, and Julius Randle and Clarkson, who was amazing. I think he surprised everybody. And take Moutier or that Russell kid out of Ohio State.
If we get lucky and we keep our pick. If we pick our pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Kenny brought up some good points. That pretty much that was going to be my answer is, what would it take? They would have to land some high-profile free agents. Kevin Love is in the mix. Jimmy Butler would be another great addition.
I love Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah, I love that guy, too. And he's hungry as well, so.
He's a
he
max
got
player,
MVP,
for sure.
or most improved player this year.
Most improved player, yeah. Even, I know this person's controversial, but I think he would do well in LA as a Rajon Rondo. Somebody that knows how to facilitate a great offense with great teams. He's great if you put a great team around him. So if they are able to acquire Kevin Love, Kevin Durant, I even heard.
I think I don't want to waste my breath talking about this because I don't think it'll ever happen. And not because they can't produce a great team for next year, but I think it takes more than a year to have a team gel together and have a connection. You can have a bunch of stars on a team, but that doesn't mean you're going to win anything. The team has to come together and gel together and work together because this is a team sport.
Didn't we win the title with Pau Gasol year 1? Or am I?
Year 2, I think.
Because he was traded mid-season, the 08 season, and he didn't. And then they won the next year in 2009 against the
I
Magic.
just wanted to throw that out there.
So that was not just one season.
No.
Season and a half.
My feeling on this is that there's a few things that have to happen. I actually don't think the Lakers are as far from it as the media likes to talk about.
Can you even name the starting 5 right there?
Yeah, of course.
I'm joking. Don't strain your brain for that one.
Where's Nick at?
Yeah, well, he's benched.
He was injured like half the
During
season
this
anyway.
picture?
And
He didn't make the picture?
he was really bad last year.
Yeah.
This is what have to happen.
Go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost, we have to keep our draft pick, which this year is top 5 protected. So if and I say we because even though I talk about the Warriors all the time, I really am a Lakers fan. It's just
You're a Kobe fan.
Yeah, I'm a Kobe fan. So
He's a bandwagon.
So you're gonna have to get your pick. You're gonna have to take one of these players in the top 5, and maybe you get lucky and you get to take a wing player or something like that to back up Kobe. Maybe you get to take what's the kid's name from Duke who I'm forgetting.
Winslow.
Yeah. So maybe you get Justice Winslow, but I think you sign 2 free agents. You don't sign Rondo. You keep your top 5 pick as long as you end up in the top 5 because next year it's top 3. Otherwise the Suns have it. I think that Julius Randle has to play well in the second half of the season. You don't sign Rondo unless you can pay him $3 million a year, and it's like a 1-year deal because point guard's oversaturated, and Clarkson was very good. I think he has to take a big step forward. You trade Jordan Hill and Nick Young, and they're both on the table. You look for a piece, maybe a sign and trade, something like Greg Monroe. Maybe the Pistons will sign Monroe and trade him to us.
So who's your front court going to be then?
That's maybe obviously like you're going to draft a big man instead of Winslow if you make the trade, but like you're going to have to basically have young talent, Kobe as your number 2 option, so you need a number 1 scoring option. And that's the biggest thing. You need to sign somebody. Whoever your free agent is that you sign is going to have to be a number 1 option.
Yeah.
And it seems highly unlikely, but I don't think that with enough money to sign 2 big free agents.
Yeah, I'm like, where are you getting all this money at? And
Yeah,
you're
right.
still keeping Kobe Bryant.
They have a huge amount of cap space.
Yeah, Kobe's still the highest paid player in the league
Yeah,
by
but
far.
if you want to get all these
you
big time guys, they're gonna want to check.
Salary cap goes
pay the
up,
tax. Pay the tax.
Oh yeah, the new CBA cuts in. Was that next year?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 years. You pay the tax 1 year. You have these guys on strong contracts. It's possible. I mean, it's unlikely, but it's possible.
Well, that's true. And speaking of unlikely and impossible or improbable are some of the buzzer beaters that we have seen in the playoffs this year. This year had no shortage of fireworks in the second round. I was just telling my co-host before the show that I think this second round may be the most excited second round playoff series in the last decade, if not the last couple of decades. We've had 3 straight buzzer beaters Friday, Saturday, and Monday on behalf of Derrick Rose, LeBron James, and Paul Pierce, who's feeling his young mojo again. So this is a point where we do top 5, and we're all going to go around and we're going to name our top 5 NBA playoff buzzer beaters of all time. And keep in mind, when I say buzzer beater, that means, for those who may not know exactly how you define that, it says 000 on the clock after the ball goes in. Not .02, .04, 000. So, who would like to start off?
You know what? I'll start.
Thank you, Kevin.
My number 5, I have a tie.
Oh, you ranked him. I love it.
Yeah, I have a tie. So I have LeBron from this year, Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he took the soul from the Bulls.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
game they came out, they gave up.
Crushed, yeah.
And Vince Carter, 2014 against San Antonio.
Yeah, that was a good one.
My next one,
a great
Robert
round
Horry
one, too.
against
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Oof.
Yeah. Then I got I got Derek Fisher against the
Spurs.
I think that was 2000.
With .04?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2004, yeah.
2004.
He just caught it and put it up.
Yep.
My second greatest buzzer beater ever happens to be from the greatest player ever.
Jordan?
No. 2006 Phoenix, LA Lakers,
Yeah, Kobe.
Bryant.
2 of them.
98-97, nailed it.
So,
Yeah.
so just for the record, you're saying that Kobe Bryant is the greatest NBA player
The
ever.
greatest, to me, hands down, the greatest player ever.
I like this guy.
love
I'm a
it.
fan.
Okay,
I
and
love
your number
that.
one?
Number
Wow.
one is the shot.
Yeah. Jordan
Cleveland,
Unilo.
Yeah.
Oh. Because there was another one technically called the Shot Heard Around the World. And that was.
Utah.
Yeah.
97.
So, well, no, not 97. This was like in 70. It was.
Jerry West shot, you know?
Not Jerry West. It was. Come back to me on this. I got a fact check. But go ahead. Go ahead, Brittany.
Okay, well, mine, I obviously want to pick ones that I actually saw because I think that's the whole thrill of the buzzer beater. You're watching the game and you see it happen. So I didn't pick any from back in the 70s or 80s because I wasn't born yet. But my first one, and this is no particular order, is going to be obviously Chris Paul on one leg, Game 7 versus the Spurs. That was amazing, beautiful. I loved it.
Even though there was time left after
Yeah, not a buzzer
that wasn't a buzzer beater technically.
Does anybody
was
know that
to me.
happened?
Yeah.
Yes! That was a
My
great
favorite moment in
game.
that shot was that Blake Griffin was on the ground with 1 assist away from a triple-double, and everybody was like, Chris Paul won the game! And it was like Blake Griffin had like a triple-double in a playoff game.
Anyways, my next one obviously is going to be Big Shot Rob, same one you said.
Yep.
Game 4 against the Kings. Next one, Jordan, the shot. That's the only one that I technically didn't see myself, but it's the shot, so you got to add that in there. And then I'm going to do D Rose from Game 3, scores 96-96. He ends up shooting a 3 at the buzzer to win the game against the Cavs. And then my fifth one is going to be from 2004, Game 5. It's Nets versus Pistons.
Yeah. Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups shot a layup.
Yeah.
He missed it. And then there was a foul for the other team. So the Nets took 2 shots, made one of them. So there's like 2.6 seconds left in the game. And he shot a half-court shot and made it. And they took the game into tie, but then it went into triple overtime. They ended up losing that game, but they won the title that year. So that
Yeah.
was like a big game.
Great list.
That was great.
With that.
Those are
Great
good
list.
ones.
Bateman.
All right, yeah, D Fish, the .4, the just like chuck it up, which was great. That was on the way to I believe that was on the way to a title, or that was the year they lost maybe to the Pistons.
That was the year they lost to the Pistons. Yeah.
Dame Lillard last year, first playoff win for the Blazers in 14 seasons. Probably
That's actually it right there.
yeah.
Yes.
Probably the most exciting shot that I've watched as a basketball fan,
That was
just
sweet.
because I love Dame
It was.
Lillard. And my favorite part about it is because he was a second-year player who never won a playoff series, and he's so excited for the ball. He's coming off the screen, and he claps his hands 3 times, and he gets it, and he pops it off. It was so good. LeBron, Game 4 against the Bulls, because if they were going to lose that game, and then it was going to be
3-1, I think.
Yeah, they were going to be down 3-1. I mean, they were going to be out. Jordan takes the shot on Elo, and it's good. He started.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's like one of the best ones ever. And then Kobe, that 06 series,
My God.
which is great because when he hits it after Nash gets trapped on the wing and turns the ball over, and he's looking so distraught, and Kobe comes down the left side and just it's just he raises up and he just makes one of those Kobe shots that only he can make because he's just longer than everyone. That's
Exactly.
that's probably my all-time favorite highlight other than D Lillard.
How did I know you would just somehow have a Kobe Bryant?
I'm
highlight?
surprised you
amazing.
didn't
It's
throw Kareem
amazing.
in there.
Yeah, I know.
You guys forget that Kobe took that game to overtime
moving on,
and
moving
then did
on.
that in
So-
OT.
Okay, Kevin,
right.
your top 5.
So next, my top 5. I don't want to be redundant because most of you guys. Well, actually, none of you guys said this one. And 5th place was John Stockton, 1997.
Yeah.
It was the Western Conference Finals, and it was the shot that actually put Jazz in the finals for the first time in the history of that organization. And obviously, they would go to the finals consecutive years, but lose to Jordan and the Bulls, unfortunately. So that was 5. 4 was LeBron's shot against the Bulls. We already talked about the significance of it, so I'm not going to be redundant. 3, Derek Fisher, .4 left. Spurs, not going to be redundant. 2, Michael Jordan, Craig Elo. Cleveland is still to this day gasping over that. And number 1, I'm just going to go, and I told you I couldn't think of the number 1 because there were so many good ones. I'm actually going to go with the shot heard around the world, the initial one. It was by Garfield, or Gar Heard. And it was Game 5, 1976. Phoenix versus Boston, and he hit the buzzer beater to send them into overtime, which would come to be known as the shot around the world, the shot, and the conquered him. It actually inspired a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson,
Which I am now going to read for you.
which I'm about to read. No, anyways,
I wanted to just add really quickly because I thought about this today because the Jordan shot on Elo, which is like it's one of the most famous NBA highlights.
Yeah.
I wondered today because I was born in 1988. That was in 1989. So I was trying to figure out why that was such a famous shot. And two things came to mind. Number one, that's the first time that Jordan won a playoff series. And number two, it's a Game 5, but there was a 5-game series because they hadn't changed it to a 7-game series yet. So that's Jordan getting like brutalized by the Pistons every year. Finally gets out of the playoffs for the first time. Would later lose that series, but it was just a big moment. And that's why he's so happy because I didn't know that. So I looked it all up.
yeah, no, good. Thanks for doing some fact checking there. All right, now we can sit here and talk about this forever, but we like I said, we're blessed to be sitting across from somebody who just had an incredible upbringing, and I actually kind of want you to get into that a little bit. So, from my understanding from doing research, you endured some kind of traumatic car accident or something when you were. When you were coming up, and the doctor told you that
told his family.
Told his family you can't participate in contact sports or something like that.
Well, it was a lot deeper than that. So I'll just start
get
from the
deep with
top
us.
real quick. I'll just give you a quick rundown. Every Saturday, my mom, she would drop us off at the Boys and Girls Club. I'm from Ocala, Florida. So we would go there about 8 o'clock in the morning, get picked up about 4. So one Saturday, my mom and my aunt, I guess they had a miscommunication. And one thought the other was going to pick us up. Nobody picked us up. So I was the oldest. I had my 2 little cousins with me. They were like a year or 2 younger. And I was 9 at the time. So I was like, you know what? It's getting dark. Let's head home. So I said it's getting dark soon. So let's head home. So it's about a 7-mile walk from the boys club to my house.
That's a long walk.
Yeah. So we set out and we're doing great, having fun, and we come to a big intersection, and I always told them to stay a few steps behind me when we're crossing roads because I didn't want anything to happen to them. So I dart out. I got the right of way to go, and a van runs the red light going 85 miles an hour and just clobbers me, knocked me about 35, and this is from bystanders, about 35, 40 feet in the air. So I came down, my head crushed, it smashed against the.
So did you get unconscious? Do you even remember the impact, or you just?
I remember nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't remember anything.
God.
I don't remember much that happened to me up until that point in my life. A lot of people have to fill me in on stories. I kind of completely lost my memory from my early childhood. But I got hit, and as soon as I got hit, I'm pretty sure I was dead at that point. I don't know that. But the paramedics came, they revived me, took me to the hospital. It was about 3 miles away. I died again. They had to bring me back, so they helicoptered me to another city, to the University of Florida Hospital in Gainesville, Florida. It's like 30 minutes away. And I died once again.
Wow.
So
Man.
while I'm in there, obviously they brought me back because I'm here today. But
About to say, geez, man.
kind of weird.
And I thought cats had 9 lives, but you.
But I was in a coma for 23 days, and while I was in the coma, the doctor told my mom that I had less than a 50% chance of living, and if I did live, I would be a vegetable for the rest of my life. And I would need 24-hour care and all this stuff. And my mom, she just wasn't having it, and she told the doctor, "Don't talk to me, don't say anything about my son to me if that's the news you're going to bring me." So I had a cousin who's a bishop. She came. I think it was the 20th day. She started praying over me.
Jesus.
Power of prayer.
Amen.
Let me tell you.
When 2 or more are gathered in His name, there He is present. Go ahead.
Got it. So that 23rd day, she came in. She just spoke a powerful prayer over me for like 2 hours. And she walked out and told my mom, "He's gonna be okay." And about 4 or 5 hours later, I opened my eyes. I didn't feel a thing. I didn't feel any pain. I couldn't walk because my legs were so weak.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't feel any pain from my head or anything. I had 164 staples in my head. So I stayed in the hospital another another 10 days after that, and I walked out, and I tell my mom that. Well, my mom passed on Christmas night 3 years ago, but I used to tell her, I was like, you guys got the worst of it because I didn't feel anything. When I woke up, I felt like a new person.
Wow.
You know. So yeah, that's my story.
That's amazing, man. That's
a really
an
good
incredible story. You
Yeah.
know, now I would say, would you attribute your miraculous survival or recovery to that prayer?
You know what? I will, man, because I'm a strong believer in God, and I got my faith is very strong. So yeah, I would attribute it to her coming in and praying over me.
And real quick, did they ever catch the guy who was responsible?
It was a lady.
Oh.
You know what? After she hit me, she went about a half a mile before she stopped. But I mean, nothing ever happened. I never heard anything from her. Like, she never checked or anything. She didn't go to jail or anything. No.
Wow.
Talk about not justice not being served. Go ahead, Ben.
Do you feel that you said you don't remember anything before the accident? As we all grow older, obviously, you remember less and less about when you were really young. Because this happened to you. How old were you?
9.
9. So I think about the first 8 years of my life, and there's things I remember, but I mean, the older I get, the less and less clear it is. Do you find as you've gotten older, it's less and less disorienting, that it's sort of gone?
Yeah, that might have something to do with all the hits I took in football.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, I feel that way.
Well, speaking of the hits in football, you would go on, obviously, after this, you would participate in sports. Can you, before we talk about your football career, what was it like that first day when you came home and told your mother that you were going to put on football pads, a helmet, and go out? And
You know what? I didn't tell her. I was playing
Sneaky,
because
sneaky.
I knew she wasn't gonna go for it. So what I did, my cousin, they used to get all the girls. The basketball players in Florida back then didn't get many girls. So my cousin them was
I'm sure
getting
times
all
have
the women.
changed.
Yeah, I'm sure. But they were getting all the girls. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go play football, but I'm not gonna tell my mom. So I went out for the freshman football team. I didn't play football until 9th grade. I went out for the freshman team. Made it, starting receiver, first day, like came out like I've been playing my whole life. So, we played, I think it was week 4 or 5. My mom actually heard it through the grapevine that I was playing football. And she was...
What was her reaction?
Upset. She immediately took me to the doctor the surgeon who did my surgery. And he checked me out, and he was like, you know what, ma'am, this is a miracle, but nothing's going to hurt this kid. He's free to go. He doesn't even have to come back and see me ever again.
Oh my God.
So
So time out. At the time you went to go play football, you did not know that you were medically clear to participate in a
no, I
contact
didn't
sport.
know it. Yeah.
I see why Mom was mad.
Yeah. I was thinking about the girls.
Oh, man.
Isn't that our motive to everything that
I'm
we do?
telling you, man. So much trouble.
Yeah, that is true.
What's up, Britt?
Yeah, we love girls. So, in high school, you would play with Dante Culpepper, correct?
Yeah.
In college, you played with Dante Culpepper, correct?
Yep.
And then in the NFL,
Yeah.
you played with what has Dante Culpepper meant to your career as a football player?
You know what? He's my cousin. So, first and foremost, and I'll tell you this, it wasn't just Dante. My brother played in the NFL too. And I had another cousin that played in the NFL, and I had another cousin that played in the NFL. So we got a
family of Clarks. All right.
But Dante is the one, man, who kind of kept me. He kept me grounded. He kept me motivated. He always wanted the best for me. I remember in college when I scored my first college touchdown pass from him. I didn't notice it, but I went back and looked at the film, and Dante was more excited than I was. He went ballistic. You know what I'm saying? So
That's awesome.
Yeah, that told me everything. Like, he wants to see me do
Win,
great
yeah.
things. Yeah.
That's good. That's what family is for.
Yeah.
To encourage you, and push you.
Yeah.
Now, do you think because all of your older brothers or family members were participating in sports, did you feel a pressure to have to succeed?
Oh yeah, I did. My brother and Dante, will tell you this, my brother was the best athlete our town has ever seen. So just being his brother, it was so much pressure. Kids would tell me when I started playing, even the coaches, like, what kind of shoes you have to fill, and I was so green back then. I'm like, I don't know, I don't know anything. What do you mean? But as the years went on, the pressure started building. But I was so kind of low key and laid back that I would never, let them see that I was really, really nervous and stuff. But yeah, I didn't let them see the chink in my armor. But
we had a teammate of yours. You played with Nate Burleson on Minnesota, right?
Yeah,
he was on the show on here recently, and
freestyle too.
Yeah, he told some.
I made it.
He told some good stories about the Vikings back then with Randy and Culpepper. And do you think that playing in the NFL as a wide receiver back then, when the rules you could just get leveled, do you think it's a completely different? Do you view the league totally different now when you watch it?
Man, they're making the game pretty soft.
I mean, as a guy that used to get hit, though, like, do you think that's a good thing or not?
That's a good question.
I don't like it because that's what we signed up for, and
I think
just takes so much.
We've heard that from the athletes.
Yeah, it takes so much away from the game. It changes the way people play. I love contact.
Yeah.
Try to knock me out. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna line up and you're gonna have to do it again. But the penalties that I see nowadays, it's like I don't even want to watch football sometimes.
Yeah, we had Kenny Hamlin on here recently. He had sort of a similar attitude, just like
They said it's going to be two-hand touch by 2020.
Ken Hamlin was a pretty mean football player. He would knock you out.
hard hitter.
Unconscious. Yeah.
He almost knocked Kevin out with some of his opinions on his fashion, actually. On
That is, yeah. He wardrobeally knocked me out. I don't even know if that makes sense. My wardrobe has never been the same since that day. But no, it's funny, kind of like Brittany said, like, you think in the NFL now, all these injuries that these players are getting, and even years afterwards, they're developing brain issues, cerebral effects, and just all these other things. You have players like Junior Seau, unfortunately committing suicide over these same kind of post-career injuries.
A lot of that could be like guys are used to the limelight, and once you're out of it, and you're away from the locker room and the guys you've been with for 15 years. I don't know how much of it is due to
depression,
concussions and depression.
Yeah,
it's just a change of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And they do say most athletes or most football players go bankrupt within the first 3 years of them being out of the league, and then. But I do agree that it is a lot of mental stuff too, because a lot of those athletes have been tested for CTE after they've died and they've had that in their brains.
And Welker just got cleared. Welker got cleared.
He shouldn't have got cleared.
Oh,
he's taken too many concussions.
Welker always comes across the middle, though, too.
Yeah. I mean, if he wants a quality of life, at some point you have to walk away.
Right.
Like Chris Borland.
From the Niners. 23, 24 years old, was he?
It was his first year, his rookie year, and he retired.
Yeah.
So.
I heard an interview with Jalen Rose about that, and they were asking in real talk what he thinks of that. He said 2 years he'll be back in the league.
Yep.
Yeah. You said the same thing? Yeah.
I agree,
And you think it's mostly the camaraderie that they have that they're going to miss the most? Or?
Yeah, and the money.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Now, you've lived such just an inspiring life. Just first of all, making it to the NFL alone is inspiring to others. But the fact that you overcame death not once, not twice, not 3 times, but however many times you did, and were able to still make it to the NFL. I'm just curious. Do you have any ideas to do, like maybe write a book about it, do a documentary, a biopic, or motivational speaking?
I've been asked that a lot, and I just start telling myself that I want to kind of write a book about my life, and I'm gonna start. I'll get a ghostwriter. I'm not gonna.
Isn't that what everyone does?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's definitely something that I have in the plans.
What has been the biggest thing that you've been working on since you've been playing? I know you have, how many kids do you have? Quite a few kids.
6.
Yeah, he has quite a few
children.
Oh, wow.
kids, yeah.
How many boys?
4.
4 boys, 2 girls.
So there's a lot of competition probably in your household.
Yeah, it
with
is.
them.
Who's the
great.
oldest?
I have an 11-year-old.
Okay.
By the way, his 11-year-old is ranked second in the nation.
No, top
Top
20.
20.
Top 20.
Oh, he's
Top
ranked in
20,
the top 20 in basketball.
He'll
so
be number 1 by the end of the summer.
there we go. That's that. Maybe the Lakers can draft him. They need people.
What? I would love that.
He's a tall kid?
Yeah, he's almost 5'8".
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
so
good.
doctors say he'll be about 6'6", so yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Exciting.
So yeah, I guess just to piggyback kind of on Brittany's question, are there any other endeavors or anything that you're doing or things you want to accomplish post football career?
Yeah, I actually I want to be a sports analyst. That's something that I want to work on here and
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
hey, thanks.
Well, you have a great mentor, I'm sure, in Nate, because he's on NFL Network right now. So I'm sure he can get you in the door there.
So just real quick, as an analyst, just a general question. The draft obviously just happened. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
What team would you say from the draft actually made off the best with their picks and have the most potential going into this upcoming season?
Based on the draft.
Based on the draft,
Brittany wanted to say something.
And they're unsigned agents, free agents.
They're unsigned free agents.
okay, what happened?
No bias. No bias.
I think she's kind of pulling like Cowboys.
The Cowboys
anyways,
getting Collins.
anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a great pickup. I don't know about the rest of their draft, but the Tennessee Titans had a great draft.
Yeah. Well, Mariota is at the helm.
And yeah, you're right. The Cowboys. I'm sorry, I just thought about. They got basically 3 first-round picks.
Way to sway his opinion, Brittany.
No, I just thought about that.
Making
know, I'm
them think
joking.
like how good the
that
Cowboys.
Collins kid. Who was that? Who was the guy they got in the second round? Was it second or third round?
He was.
Yeah, he's the defensive player that was got in
defensive
trouble.
tackle.
Gregory. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got 3 first-round picks that were supposed to be top 10.
They got freaking Superman, that crazy safety.
The first round?
Yeah, Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Collins.
No.
No.
Byron Jones.
Because the first round they got the
Byron
CB,
Yeah.
cornerback.
Yeah, Byron Jones.
Yeah, Byron Jones.
Guy who broke the what was it? He broke the broad jump by like
Yeah,
7
that
inches or
was
something like that.
That was a reach, though.
Yeah.
He's a workout warrior. I got to see his tape.
Yeah, it's true.
You know. But
So,
gonna do
so real quick, who is your take to win it in the Super Bowl next year?
Seattle.
Wow, you just made his
He
day.
made his whole life right now.
You made his whole day.
It's both like the Lakers, Seattle.
I'd like to ask a quick question. And I want
No
you to
time for that. We got to wrap it up. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Because Kevin and I have been debating this, and we're diehard fans of our respective teams.
Right.
If you were going to talk about the best quarterbacks in the league, the starting 32, and you were to rank them in order, who the best quarterbacks are, how many slots are Kaepernick and Wilson in your mind?
Oh man, Kaepernick. He has a lot of work he has to do.
Would you say that Wilson's top 10?
Wilson is top 10.
Would you say that Kaepernick is top 10?
No.
No. I like
We can move
What
on.
about
We can
Tony
move on.
Tony Romo is top 5. Tony Romo is great.
I knew I invited you
takes
on
a lot
the
of
show for a
flack,
reason.
I agree with
He
you.
is great.
I do agree. Tony Romo. I
He's
honestly,
a Hall of Famer.
well, he needs a lot more playoff runs and
you
Super
know
Bowl
what?
wins.
By the numbers, he's
Yeah.
a Hall of Famer already. too.
He'll probably get there. I like Romo a lot. We're going to run out of time, so we should get to our last thing, rapid fire. We want to quiz you on a
Let's
couple
do
of
it.
quick questions. We give you
Yeah.
60 seconds. Brittany's going to do it today because we trade off. We take turns. I need Kevin's giant watch.
Yeah, of course. My big
Don't cheat.
my big bling there.
So basically, how this game works is we have 10 questions here. You have 60 seconds to answer all 10 questions.
Okay.
No skipping, no passing.
All right.
Let's just get your first answer.
All
ready.
right.
Are you guys ready?
Give her a countdown like a.
All right, we are going to be live in
Live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom.
Best Viking of all time.
Best Viking of all time. Oh man, that's Randy Moss.
Pet peeve.
Pet peeve: people smacking
It's like smacking their mouth.
food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hottest member of the Spice Girls.
Oh man.
Mel B.
Mel B. Yeah.
I agree.
Scary Spice. That's Scary Spice.
Scary Spice.
Yeah.
Scary Spice. Yeah.
Best advice ever given to you.
Don't ever give up.
Favorite athlete of all time.
Jerry Rice.
One thing about you no one would know.
That I love interior decorating.
Oh wow.
Last person you text.
Last person, my son.
Favorite movie of all time.
Life.
What
good one.
time? Oh, that movie's good.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
with Eddie
really
Murphy. What time or what team will win the NBA championship this year?
Ooh. Golden State.
Celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush. Oh man, I don't know.
5 seconds.
Hurry.
You're going into the bonus, man.
Beyonce.
He
Beyonce.
hit it on the head. You were 1
Good
second
job.
over, but yeah.
Good
There
job.
you go. There you go.
So let me just clear this up.
So
We have the
interior
Warriors.
I have so
decorating.
many celebrity crushes. I was like, oh man, I'm on the spot.
Interior decorating is what really got me. That's
Yeah, I
interesting.
love that.
You know what
Yeah.
got me? The Warriors and the Seahawks. Let's move on.
You know what got me? Beyonce. Crazy in love with her. At any rate, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you all for making this journey with us. Kenny Clark, thank you so much for being here. We love your
Anytime.
story. We'd love to have you back on it. Good luck with
Anytime.
your sons playing and all that other good stuff.
Thank
and, before we get out of here, where can fans find and reach you at?
You know, I don't do Instagram or anything. I'm pretty private.
He's old school.
But you can follow my son, _Sky Clark, SKYY_CLARK_.
And
I like
that's
that.
the star. That's the one
That's
that's
the
going to be
star,
basketball
yeah.
star. Okay.
Yeah. So, ladies, start, following now. So
Send him
He's a
on here. Send him
looker.
on the show, man. We'd love to interview him. If he's ranked and he's going to be, we'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll get him on here.
Yeah.
Brittany.
All right, Brittany Johnson. You can find me at I am Britt Johnson on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or my website, BrittanyJohnson.com. And go Clippers.
My name is Ben Bateman. You can find me at Ben Bateman Media on Twitter, Instagram, and very occasionally Periscope. Go Dubs.
I'm Kevin John. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyKevinJohn or on my website, www.itskevinjohn.com. Thank you all so much. We look forward to seeing you guys here next Friday, same time, same place. Kenny Clark is going to take us out of here. Game 7, Rockets, Clippers. Who's going to win? Tweet in your answers. Who's going to win, Kenny?
Oh, man, I hate to do it to you.
Don't
Rockets.
make
The
sure
Rockets,
I
and on
show
that
up
note,
if
we
it's
are out of
you.
here. God bless you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Northern California, though.
Hollywood
redefined.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.